Hi guys, happy Wednesday. We are coming at you live for our Ask an Advocate. This is our time to come to you, to meet you where you're at on your wellness journey, and to really just answer any questions that you have. So my name is Danette Penrod, and I am the owner of Wellness Spoiled.
And I'm Tiffany Patel with Nature's Gifts.
And we both partner with doTERRA Essential Oils to provide that ongoing support and education behind doTERRA products. So we both also do what we call essential oil studies, and people can try doTERRA for free. And that leads to, like, you get these tiny little samples, and it leads to questions. So some of the questions that we've been getting lately are, how long is it supposed to take to have essential oils work for me? And so that kind of is like opening a can of worms. So I'm going to share my screen because, I hit remove, not add.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. So what happens when, this is going to also be true for if you are an existing doTERRA customer. What happens when your essential oils are not doing what you think they should be doing, or they're not working like you expected them to? Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing that I want to, you guys can read this, but the biggest thing that I think I would like to address, and Tiffany's might be a little bit different than mine, but I want to really focus in on the root cause. So for anybody, whether you're brand new to oils or you're an existing user, I think it's important for you to know that while these products work extremely fast, Tiff, do you want to rattle off how quickly they work? Do you remember?
I think it's within 20 minutes, they're in all of your cells in your body.
Yeah. 22 seconds, they've reached our brain, right? They can alter our mood within 22 seconds. Right.
And that's especially when we're breathing them in. So it goes to your olfactory nerve and it gets within your brain. But
yeah. No, that's okay. In 2 minutes, they're in our bloodstream. And then, like Tiff said, in 20 minutes, they've touched every cell in our body. Mm-hmm. So essential oils do work quickly, but I want you to think about if you have, say you want to lose weight, right? This is a good example because gaining weight, although sometimes it feels like we wake up overnight and we're a lot heavier than we were, it takes time, right? It's choices over time that add up to us being overweight or not liking our body or whatever it is. And so using an essential oil, right? Although we can use essential oils to help with weight loss, that's not going to attack the root cause. Mm-hmm. It might help curb our cravings, and that can be done very quickly, right? It might help alter our mood to help us be motivated to work out, or, we could use an essential oil on our tongue to help curb that craving or whatever it is. So there are things that we can do with our oils to help us. But it's the long term, it's getting to the root cause of what caused us to gain weight to begin with, right? So this is true for all sorts of health conditions out there. And the actual question that I got that kind of raised this for me was regarding psoriasis. And I want to share an example with you about eczema specifically, because that's something that's in our home. So Talon, my son, my 13-year-old son, has eczema. I'm going to stop sharing, and then we can post that in the comments if we need to.
Okay.
So he's got eczema, like you can't see that, just right here on his hand. But it's uncomfortable, and he doesn't like it. It itches. It's, not attractive. It makes him self-conscious, all that stuff. So, of course, I leaned into the oils by creating an oil blend for him to use topically, and he's super diligent about using it every single night. We do put on these little gloves that help, trap that moisture in and trap those oils so that they stay on his skin and don't get into his bed, because like I said, we're doing it before bed. But really, eczema is a gut issue. And so we put him on probiotics and got him on a product that doTERRA has called Terrazyme. He's also on the Lifelong Vitality supplements. So we had to do this for months before we saw real results, and where it really basically went away. But he can have flare-ups every now and again, right? So if he's not careful with what he eats or things like that. So this just prompted me to share, like, you might have an oil protocol that requires you 3 to 6 months of diligent action or longer, right? But once you have it under control, then it's about the maintenance phase and about staying on top of it and having those tools. So he has a flare up right now, and it's having those tools to use to help combat the discomfort. So he has some discomfort from the topical stuff. So we're addressing that, but we're maintaining the other stuff that we're doing. So they're not perfect, right? Just like medications are not perfect. But you have an example too, Tiff?
Yep. So when we were talking about this, I immediately thought of, it was really no big deal, but it kind of bothered me. I had like a patchy spot, but it looked like I was like starting to grow a horn. I was like, oh my God, I'm a unicorn. But anyway, so I and it wouldn't go away. Like it was just there. Probably no one else noticed it, that kind of thing. But I did, because I could feel it, and it was patchy, and I hadn't gone to the dermatologist yet to find out what exactly it was. So I would roll on Immortelle and Yaropalm. I would just, I'd be rolling it on my face, and I would put it on there. Well, it really wasn't doing much, so I was like, well, maybe if I try Rose. So I also put Rose on my face, but I hadn't gone like way up here in my hairline. So I started putting it on, and no joke, after, I don't know, it was probably a month of doing it every day, I then one day was like, oh my gosh, it's gone. It really is gone. And it's just finding what works. It may not have worked like that for someone else, but finding what works with your body. I also have some age spots that, were getting darker and darker through, and I'm really diligent about wearing a huge, ginormous hat, and that knows it when I'm in the sun. So that protects my skin. But I swear, Immortelle. So if you saw, I posted a video yesterday, but of what my skincare, what I do with for my skin. But I take Immortelle, half the bottle, and then put Yaropalm, fill the rest up. Well, I roll that on every single day, morning and night, on my age spots. And over time, they have faded. They're not gone, but they have definitely faded. And it's just being diligent. So Danette's working with, internally what's going on. Mine was more surface, although it was showing on Talon's hands. But it's, also what you're putting in your body. I don't know if age spots has anything to do with your diet or anything like that. I'm sure it's just the sun. I don't know. But I have found that the Immortelle and Yaropalm have helped with age spots, and then Rose. And I'm testing it on another spot. I have another spot right down here that I'm like, oh, it worked up there. Now I'm gonna add it to, and I feel like it's gotten smaller. So anyway, I have definitely, you have to stay on it. So I, and doing consistent, like, I have found that, since I've been washing my hands a ton, and the dry weather in Colorado and winter, my hands are getting drier. So at night, I will put on lotion and 1 or 2 drops of Yaropalm on my hands and rub it in the next morning. So I may not do it every night, but the next morning your hands feel great. So sometimes it may be just a one-time application and it feels much better. And some, like, you know, if your gut is you're struggling and you put digestin on your stomach, you know, you may feel better in 10 minutes. But, you know, so there's some things that are long term that you need to consistently do over time. And there's some things that are just, you know, you can do them once and you feel better, or it helps.
Yeah.
So,
and if you have like an oil reference book or anything like that, or if you Google and look up protocols for certain ailment, you'll see these protocols sometimes call for, you know, 3 months, or do this consistently for 6 months, or do this consistently until you see results, and then do it, you know, as needed for that maintenance.
Yeah.
So just remember that when things take a while to produce symptoms, or, you know, we have a condition that we are trying to tackle, oftentimes it built up over time. And so it takes us time to undo that. Right. And like we said, like, even though essential oils can react extremely quickly, sometimes it just takes time. So this is just kind of a PSA to be patient, to find that natural solution that is going to work with your body, that's going to work with your routine, that's going to fit in with your lifestyle, and to not be afraid to ask. Like, if you need direction and guidance, help to know even where to start, that's what we do.
Right. Don't hesitate. Yeah, I was just say, don't hesitate to ask us. Well, going back real fast to reminding people to be consistent. So my dad has some aches and pains in his joints, and he wants an overnight helper. And, you know, I told him you should start on LRP, Lifelong Vitality. You should start on that. He has some other things that he, you know, might interfere. He has some other vitamins he has to take for his eyes, so he doesn't want to do that. So I'm like, well, you have to be consistent with, he's starting Deep Blue Polyphenols and Copa Eva together. And I was like, but you have to stay consistent. You can't just the next day be like, yay, my joints feel so much better, I can go for a run or something. It has to be, you know, getting in your system and being consistent all the time. So I had to remind him of that. So also for you guys as well. But ask us if you have questions, for sure. Yeah,
for sure. That's what we're here for. So we're just so appreciative to have you guys. And if you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments, and we're happy to help. So thank you. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.